I feel I need to say this because I haven't seen this being talked about anywhere. I don't believe this is an original idea that was given to me. Um, but I feel I need to pull this out because, like, I just haven't seen this discussed by, I don't know, like philosophers and, you know, like spiritually inclined people. But I think it's so obvious. So, you do not have free will. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to behave as if you don't have free will. Like, by all means, by all means, express yourself as if you have free will. Um, or don't. It's up to you. So this is paradoxical because I just stated you have a choice, but in fact you don't. And it is exactly like in this, uh, I believe Matrix Revolution scene when Neo is talking to the Oracle, and he starts to, uh, think about different variations of reality, and he's like, "Oh, but wait, but you knew I'm gonna make this choice, so you prepared and made it different." And well, when you think about it, it is a bit like that. So, and also, like, I don't know. This may be like an old reference, but um, Darren Brown, the hypnotist, NLP guy, like pretty much showed that you can um, inject certain ideas into people's heads, and then those people may act upon those ideas and believe that they have created something out of their free will, where all along they were just guided to do this. So even if we don't go like super psychological woo woo, we can see that the idea of free will is a bit problematic, or idea that free will exists is problematic. But I just I need to go a bit, like, let's say woo woo. But I don't think this doesn't necessarily have to be magical thinking or woo woo stuff, because we do not know the exact structure of reality. And if you go into, to ask scientists about, for example, interpretations of quantum mechanics, then you have the Everettian model that tells you that, in fact, there are many different versions of reality. And then you have different interpretations, and this is all still in the air, and there is no clear decision as to how we should interpret reality as it is. And many worlds model and free will, um, at least as I was said, how it works is that, well, you are not human as well. So there is no free will, you are not human, and there are many versions of this reality, and you are just living one version of this reality. And in fact, what's going on is, there is no linear time. So for the need of this experience, we have been given the illusion of linear time. But in fact, time is, um, like a sort of like a spatial dimension. So yeah, that's difficult to imagine actually, but it's a bit like what Bashar said, that whatever you are able to imagine like this, you are tapping into a reality. So the problem with actually like the concept of free will is extremely limiting. So if you imagine you actually have free will, then the amount of choices you have is still limited. But actually, what you are in reality, because you are. This is another thing. So the universe is quantum. Okay, so let's sum it up. The universe is quantum. You are not human. There is no free will. And yeah, something else I forgot. But the universe is quantum because quantum means it happened and it didn't happen. And it's not mutually exclusive. Something happened, something didn't happen, and it's not mutually exclusive. So something is white, something is black. So, logically, when you think about it, well, if something's white, then it cannot be black, right? Well, in quantum, it can. So the universe is quantum. And fundamentally, what this means is that universe was created and it wasn't created all at the same time. So you are it. You are the I am in reality. So what you are wearing right now, the human suit, is a disguise. And you are just playing hide and seek with yourself. So if you want to, or if you are inclined, I don't think everyone can do it, but there's a percentage of people that can do it. You can tap into the version of the world that wasn't created. So the version of the uncreated world is the world without division. So it's just it. So it's not emptiness, it's not fullness, it's the unmanifested. So there's no division. Like, we are in this world and we think that division, we think in terms of divisions, in terms of bits. So like the biggest division for us, I think, is like being dead and being alive. So for us, that's like, pretty big thing if something is alive, or if someone is alive, or if someone is dead. But from the perspective of the unmanifested creation, there's no difference. So that's pretty shocking. So you are it. So you are the entire universe, and you are just wearing a disguise for a very short period of time. But you are it. And this is all there is, actually. And if you go into the Bible, and you can interpret it like this. So the universe was never like created, it was divided. So God like divides the X into day and night, and it divides the X into water and land, so this is how universe works. So nothing is ever created, really. It's just divided from the undivided infinite potential. So in that terms, it's very difficult to understand this, because we think we are so smart, but in fact we are very stupid. Like, infinitely. Like, our soul, like because we are souls, it's just infinitely smarter than whatever we think we are. Just infinitely smarter and infinitely more capable of understanding. So for the needs of this incarnation, we became basically idiots. So we're all idiots here with just very diminished capabilities. And but because we've gained those diminished capabilities, we can we get access to certain experiences that otherwise would be impossible. Okay, so let's go back to the concept of free will. So because you are everything, because well, it doesn't seem like it because you look at your body and you're like, well, I'm just me. And that's true, but remember, the universe is quantum. So two mutually exclusive things may be true at the same time. So you are you, but you are the creator of the universe, the absolute creation, all at the same time. And you are experiencing just a tiny sliver of the entire experience of whatever there is, and there is a lot. And you are experiencing for a very short, it's a very short experience from the perspective of your soul. And you're gonna have another experience after that. And that's okay, that's just how it goes. But at the same time, what this means is we are all the same thing, just experiencing itself really through division. So this is what's going on. And then there's this concept of free will. So free will seems like, well, it seems like we have free will, right? But actually we don't. It's just experiences, just like a very large set of experiences being like shown to us, or we can just have those experiences. And also it is very probable, because it's very difficult for us to understand, because we have very limited minds. And if the data set seems to expand, we think that, okay, we need to hit a break here because this is just too much. But this is not how the universe operates. The universe is just very large and gives us very much opportunity and possibilities. So you have to take off the human brakes, because the universe is just much bigger than that. So and I'm gonna make it, you know, I'm gonna even expand it a bit more, because there's this guy, this apprentice of Gurdjieff called Uspinsky, and he had this idea of constant. I don't remember. It's constant return. It's basically like the Groundhog Day movie was based off of this idea, where you just return to the same life over and over again. And this is, I believe, what is also happening. So you're not only having infinite experiences as different incarnations, but you also have infinite experiences as your own self. So the universe is really, it's really big, and there's like many versions of reality, and you are all it, and we are all it, because I am the same as you. I'm just having the same experience as you, but in a different phase. Like, you can think of it as in a different time, but time is just, time backwards is space, so like the equations prove that. We are just all one thing experiencing itself through division. And really, there's no place for free will here, because it's not like you have a choice. You're gonna, all versions of reality exist, and through your quote-unquote choice, you just tap into a certain portion of that's it. And maybe when you're gonna have another run, you're gonna connect to a different portion of it. But really, when you think about having free will, then it's like, okay, I'm either gonna have like chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. No, like, you're having both, actually. But it's just going to seem like you experience one of the paths of your life, but actually you are experiencing everything, because there is no everything exists. And so this is just like an idea I got, but actually, like, science is getting really close to proving this, because we have like structures outside of space-time, and you have a budget of 50 million euros like assigned to research to structures outside of space-time, and one of those is like amplitude-hedron, and all sort of like it's a real thing. Like this is amazing because we live in times where science is really beginning to catch up with ancient mysticism and Platonism and Gnosticism, and this is really exciting. So okay, I think this is all I wanted to say for now. I just reassuming, like, you don't have free will, but that's fine. Like you don't need it for anything really, because you are experiencing it all. Okay, cheers, bye.